Yo, what's up guys? It's Locke and welcome to today's video where we are going to be checking out The Matrix for the very first time, and I am mad excited for this, very excited, because this movie is supposedly a classic. It's one that's penetrated pop culture in many different ways, in a lot of different ways actually, and I will talk to you about at least some things that I am familiar with from the movie, or rather the series, rather should I say, because The Matrix is not necessarily just one movie. And I'll just kind of like, disclose all of that beforehand. But yeah, I haven't seen this. I do know and am aware of like Neo, the character. So Keanu Reeves does an incredible job with this. It's not as though I've never seen like a still image or a scene from the movie or something like that. Like again, The Matrix has penetrated pop culture very deeply. So if you've grown up like me, I was a 90s kid, right? And this was released in the late 90s. This was kind of like impossible not to see in some capacity, in some form. Not necessarily like in the cinemas, but I've heard people talk about how good this movie and this series is. I've heard a bunch of different things, you know what I mean? So today we're just here to experience it for ourselves, and I thought, why not, man? I really want to start reacting to more movies over here on this channel. And yeah, like what better a way to watch some classics. So anyway, glad you could join me. As far as I'm aware, I know Neo, so that's Keanu Reeves, and the main thing I'm aware of is the whole red pill, blue pill thing. Especially recently, the red pill kind of like the concept of the red pill has infiltrated. I guess you could say like modern political the modern political vernacular and stuff like that, So I'm aware of like what that is, and I have known what that is for quite some time. So basically, the red pill, you take that within the matrix to become aware of the harsh truths of reality. So the harsh truths, and then you take the blue pill if you want to stay blissfully ignorant. Really cool. A really, really, really cool, I think, way of kind of thinking about reality, obviously within the context of the movie, and I guess you could say in general as well too. But I do know about those things, so there's that. But yeah. Anyway, without any further ado, man, I'm excited. Without any further ado, like I just said, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Also, we're watching this on YouTube, so it has no subs. I hope that's okay, because I usually watch everything with subs these days, man.
Are you sure this line is clean?
Oh, okay.
I better go.
Okay, see, I was about to say I thought we were going to zoom in even further, and then it's like this reality is like one of just many realities or something.
Right, right! Hand in your head! Do it! Do it now!
Oh. Yeah, the government's after her. She's a glitch in the Matrix, right?
Lieutenant, you were given specific orders. Hey, I'm just doing my job. You give me that jurist my diction crap. Ram it up your ass.
You give me that jurist my diction crap. Shove the jurisdiction up your ass, buddy.
Orders of protection.
Uh-huh.
I think we can handle one little girl.
Oh, she ain't a little girl, bro. If the government tells you...
I sent 2 units. They're bringing her down now.
Oh, they ain't.
Lieutenant, your men are already dead.
Yep, she's bringing them down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. GG. Damn. Damn. Well... we running on walls. Morpheus. Morpheus, Trinity, Neo. I love the character names so far then. Sick. I love the green aesthetic, man. Like this type of cinema. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, you ain't that good of a shot, man. she can stop time, or seemingly. So what can the government do? I have a feeling we aren't human, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if we're like cyborgs or some shit. Especially when we've got this kind of cyberpunk-esque vibe. Oh shit! She's shot straight through like an arrow, man. The bin truck. Hello. This is her way out. The truck's like, yeah, answer the phone. She disappeared at the last second or something, right? Did she go into the phone? Because we knew that was her way out. So the informant is Morpheus? Yeah, she's in the phone, bro. That's crazy. Dope. So you can so these agents can enter and exit the matrix as they like. All right, dude, I'm really into like this I guess you could say like metaphysical, esoteric type of stuff. Like I also think it's just really interesting to like, you know, think about. You know, of course within the context of like the context of the movie, but just even outside of that, I think they're cool concepts to like, you know, think about and play with. Really cool how they can enter and exit at will, but also these government agents, they speak so robotically. So I'm gonna guess they're robots. Also, dude, it's been a while since I've seen anything with Keanu Reeves in it, and glad to see him again. He's an incredible actor. Wake up, Neo. Do we mean like wake up to reality though, instead of this just being like a morning alarm? Follow the white rabbit. Is that also like a popular turn of phrase? Has that become one too, or has that always been one? Oh, hello.
2 hours later. I know. It's her fault.
2 hours is crazy, man. I'm not waiting around for you for fucking 2 hours. Shit. Maybe I am for 2 grand. Maybe you know what? If it's 2K, maybe I am. 2K back in 1999. She looks dangerous, bro. Follow the white rabbit. We were told. Yep.
Sure.
Okay. You know what this is about too? Following signs. Following signs. When you see the signs, follow them. Don't question them, even though they might sound a little bit weird. Also, that said though, you know, your survival instinct as a human being is like, am I going to be killed? Am I about to be scammed or killed? Am I going to be sold off for parts? So valid, but that's also part of the point, right? For you to break away from it, for you to sometimes do the opposite thing to like what you're biologically hard like programmed to do or to think, because that is unplugging from the matrix, I guess you could say. Because I mean, I don't know, when you're talking matrix stuff, right, simulations, all that jazz, you can also even say that like this extends to programs. Like we've got like biological programs running within us in our DNA, you know what I mean? Like that's not crackpot shit, but literally. So there's certain ways that we have been like hardwired and conditioned to exist as people, you know, as a collective, as a society, and that, you know, in some way funnels down to the individual and like how we operate as human beings, as like individuals. But I mean, that's another really interesting conversation to be had, actually, like, you know, about individuality and all of that jazz. But you know, we're here to watch a movie, so whatever. Maybe some other day. It's just really interesting, I think, though, because he's got to take the signs, he's got to see them. There's obviously his computer's just fucking spoken to him, and he's like, what? And the moment that a white rabbit shows up or he sees the sign, you follow it. Because, I mean, not just computer told you to, but you got to find your way out, right?
What is the Matrix?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is out there. It's looking for you. And it will find you.
Isn't that crazy? It's not that you need to find it. It'll find you if you wanted to. There you go. In a dream? All right, we're going to mind fuck us. All right.
Thus, if an employee has a problem, the company has a problem. The time has come to make a choice, Mr. Anderson.
Ooh, I know this is going to be foreshadowing. I know, like, the time has come to make a choice. I know Morpheus is going to say that. I know that. You know, when he offers him the pills, I'm sure of it. The time has come to make a choice. Would you like to stay awake or would you like to wake up or stay dreaming? In a cubicle, along with a bunch of other people who are all just to sit here and rot away. I like how it's also like the premise is very quietly dystopian, man. It's not over the top so far. Like it's, you know, there's plenty of action and stuff going on, but the premise of this is terrifying quietly.
Stand up and see for yourself. Right now,
Mm. We gotta leave, man. We gotta go.
do it slowly. The elevator.
Yeah, we gotta go. Yes. Morpheus is funny, low-key, man.
I don't know, but if you don't want to find out, I suggest you get out of there.
Yeah.
Stay here for just a moment.
I mean, they've got eyes everywhere, even Morpheus, right? Like, he can
Go to the end of the room.
see through the surveillance.
Go now.
I've got to say, too, like, this has been full tension right since the beginning, man. We haven't had a moment to relax. Oh, we jumping out.
You can use the scaffold to get to the roof. Wait.
Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about?
Way out of this building. One is that scaffold, the other is in their custody.
Yep.
Take a chance either way. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm. Again, coming back to that choice. You take the choice. You go with them, or you go out the building. Man, you didn't do anything, but you asked the question that wasn't supposed to be asked, man. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that, brother. No, thank you. Oh, no way. We going this way? Oh, man. Man. Yeah, fair enough. Mm-hmm. You know, this is a tiny thing, but I love how you can see these lines, right? So, like on the CRT TVs, right? Like the different pixels and stuff that you see, the lights. I love how, like, they, like, go smaller and smaller. Like, as you zoom in, it's smaller and smaller, and then it expands again and it zooms in and goes smaller and smaller. Like, if you just watch the TVs. I know that's also, like, an effect of just filming TVs, because that, like, you know, if anyone's ever taken a video of a CRT TV or a CRT monitor or whatever, they can look like that. But I don't, just within the the context of the movie, it all works. It's really cool. Reminds me of the code that we saw at the start.
All that we're asking in return is your cooperation.
I mean, you know, sure, sounds great, but also at the same time, you're after my ass. What makes me think that after all of this is all said and done, and, you know, I help you catch Morpheus, that you're not just going to dispose of me as well too? Because the Matrix wants to get rid of anything that is a threat to the Matrix. You know, the fact that Neo has already asked the question, that he wants to know what the Matrix is and he wants to know what it's all about, the fact he has asked that question is his death sentence, really, already. You know, the moment you step outside it, it rejects you. You can't like get back in and pretend to blend in. It's not as if they're going to like give you a pass as well and say, yeah, you know too much, but you helped us. Like it doesn't operate on compassion. It's based on, you know, fear. It's like, yeah, it's not going. Yeah, no way. Mm. Fuck you. Where are my rights? Hmm. Damn, we can't even speak now? Oh, that's crazy. Ugh. Yeah, what the fuck is happening? Cause they run the code, man. If you're in the Matrix, you're submissive to them.
You're going to help us, Mr. Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Trinity, come through real quick. Come on. Yuck. Ugh. Nah, 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 nah. A parasite? In his brain? No, in his stomach. Oh, through the belly button, bro. Yeah, nah. Wait, nah. We're gonna they're gonna know. Morpheus and Trinity, they're gonna know that he got God now. Interesting as well too, like symbolically that it goes through where his umbilical cord was. Like that's where he was born. Like that's how he was born, right? That's how he fed off of his mother and all of that type of stuff when he was inside the womb. I don't know, bro. I could go on and on and on about all of this, but the umbilical cord or the belly button, very interesting way to choose it to go. I mean, there's many other orifices within the human body through which that could have gone. Of course, you take his mouth away, but he had two ears. Like I thought, you know, you could have been like an earwig and gone into his brain. Like that obviously could have worked as well too. But choosing the belly button, maybe it's just because it was a bit more of a spectacle and a little bit more gruesome looking. But yeah, there's definitely esoteric symbolism there as far as that's concerned, man, considering what the belly button represents: umbilical cord, life, nutrients, growth, all of that type of stuff.
Right now, there's only one rule. Hallway or the highway.
Mm-hmm.
Please, Neo.
Yeah, we ain't choosing the highway, bro. Come on.
Because you have been down there, Neo. You know that road. You know exactly where it ends.
It's very comfortable, right? Yep.
And I know that's not where you want to be.
Mm-hmm. It's very comfortable. You know, Loki. I need this in my life right now, man. Like this is a I think a really powerful allegory, like a really powerful just kind of symbolism for sometimes just needing to make uncomfortable decisions. You know, I'm going through like a major life upheaval, you know, moving interstate and all of that type of stuff. And, you know, obviously with that comes a hell of a lot of change and a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of those types of things. But, you know where the comfortable road leads, you know, and there's nothing wrong with comfort. Comfort's fine. It's nice to have comfort, but also change is actually the only constant that we have in this world. And so sometimes change is completely necessary. Of course, you can't take like everything that this movie says like completely one for one and say that it applies in absolutely every situation. But you know, I think that especially for me, like this is apt. I love this. You know, the road. I guess you know you say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, but the road to hell is also paved with comfort. You know, it's a very cushiony road. It's an easy one to walk down because you know it. And I won't deny the fact that the brain loves predictability. It loves to be able to predict its environment. It loves comfort. But discomfort is where you grow, where you learn, where you evolve. You know, where you change, and actually where you get to experience life. And yeah, this is great. I love this.
My back. It's a Fisher.
What the fuck? Okay, yeah, we taking that thing out.
What is that thing?
I think you're bugged.
Yep. We know you're bugged.
Come on.
Yeah, come on, bitch, get out of there.
It's on the move.
Ugh, oh, this is disgusting. We shocking it out? Ugh, yuck.
As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus. It's not Nietzsche. No. The honor is mine. Come.
Especially when he's being told he's the chosen one, though, man. Anyone would naturally be incredibly suspicious. But Neo's trust has been earned somewhat. That bug was removed. We've been taken care of. We're okay.
I imagine
For now.
that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice,
In Wonderland.
tumbling down the rabbit hole.
Oh, that's Follow the White Rabbit. It's Alice in Wonderland. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Brother. How could I have not connected those dots immediately? I've seen that movie so many fucking times. I was like, wait. I've heard this before.
I can see you're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You felt it your entire life. But there's something wrong. You don't know what it is. But
Feelings are powerful.
splintering.
Mm-hmm. And they can't take those things away from you, which is why they try and destroy you or destroy your feelings
What I'm talking about.
to wipe you from the inside.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window, or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes.
Gotta say too, it's like we haven't traded or exchanged anything for this information right here as well too. So I don't know, I'm suspicious of Morpheus a little bit, but also I appreciate who he is as a character so far. You know, like he's very mysterious. He could turn out, like, obviously he's being positioned as an ally. He could turn out to be an enemy. But yeah. He's not really asking for a trade. Obviously he wants cooperation, but he's sharing this information readily, man, because, well, why wouldn't you want to wake people up? Unless they were willing to be woken up. That's the caveat.
You have to see it for yourself.
Right. Oh, here come the pills. Come on, let's go. Which one you want?
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want.
There you go.
You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Damn, okay. Love the reflection in his glasses where we get to see the two pills as well.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Are they like two different shots? Yeah, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more, regardless of like how you experience it or whether you agree with it or not. Are they two different shots in the glasses? They must be. Yeah, because yeah, his arms aren't the same. I like that. That's really cool. Or maybe they're two different angles, I guess. It's the thing though, right, man?
Online.
Some people choose to stay blissfully ignorant, and
Time is always against us.
it's not as if I don't understand why they would want that.
It's designed to disrupt your input-output carrier signal so we can pinpoint your location.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
It means buckle your seatbelt, Dorothy. Kansas is going bye-bye.
Goodness. Yep. Everything you know is about to change, bro. You're going to help us dismantle it. The broken mirror. That's that fractured reality, I guess. You can call it.
Tank, we're going to need a signal soon.
Got a good relation.
APOC, location. Targeting almost there.
I would be
Going into arrest.
shit scared.
I got him.
Oh, damn. The bit crush sounds. Wow. Yeah, unplug yourself, brother. Come on. Wow. Oh, the tube down the mouth. Down the throat. Yeah, this is fucking crazy. All those dreams you were having, man, were inside a dream. And there's many more just like you around you. Yep. Oh, this is crazy, bro. And what a cool concept this film is. Hello, a spider? Oh, fuck. An inspector. Of course, they're all robots too. Trying to put him back to sleep. Oh. But we hacked it, so he's unplugged. Now he doesn't even know, like, the robots don't know he's there. Oof, this is brutal. You know, the implications that this has... I see why this movie is so well loved and, like, why it's a cult favorite. Yes, dude, just in terms of the cinematography, the dialogue even as well, too. The dialogue is so tight. Neo doesn't even really... He hasn't even really said all that much throughout the 35 minutes of this movie that we've watched so far. But, where so much has been communicated to us with so little effort. You know, the ease is brilliant. You know, it's amazing. But also just the kind of thoughts that this inspires within the mind, I think is really satisfying. You know, I don't know, at risk of sounding like a crackhead, you know, sure thing. There's a lot of people who see the world this way as like a simulation. There are believers in things like that. Sure, they're valid. Go for it. There are a lot of people that don't see it. Sure, you're valid. Go for it. Whatever your perspective is, valid. You know, go for it. But I think that this is really interesting in general to kind of just look at, if you really dumb it down, it's that seeing is not necessarily believing. It's not necessarily everything. There are things that we can't see and that we can't perceive that exist beyond our senses that we can't explain. And the idea of fate, the idea of power, of control, of freedom, all of those things we don't actually know. You know, as human beings, I think what this is really showing as well too is that as human beings, we are ultimately at the mercy of forces which we can't see or control. We don't know if there is an afterlife after death. We don't know how we got here to begin with. Like we have different ways of explaining things. We've got religion, we've got science, we've got, other esoteric traditions and practices, occult beliefs, all of that type of stuff. But the thing is that there is no definitive truth that we really have or that we know. It just also, when we start looking at like philosophy, you know, even just these really basic concepts of like objective and subjective realities, like what's really objective? You know, there's plenty of things I think that this inspires, and I just think that for a movie to do this, I think it elevates it from a movie to like an experience. You know, I can see how you can just watch this and be entertained by it and be like, oh, cool, sci-fi. But I don't know, I really love this and what this is making me think about. And I love it when a movie makes me talk and I'm talking. So this is great.
Welcome to the real world.
Hello, hello. But what if we don't like the real world? That's the thing, right? What if it's scarier than the dream? Because it definitely looks it. Dreams have to be pretty so that we don't wake up. Oh my God. That's part of the way that they can keep you there, right? The dream's nice. It's comfy. It's cozy. we gotta remove all this shit, man. This is ghastly. It's the thing too, like, would you rather die than go back? That's the question.
This is my ship, the Nebuchadnezzar. It's a hovercraft.
Nebuchadnezzar? Does that mean something?
This is the main deck.
At least he won't feel too alone with the thing in the back of his head because everyone's got it.
Where we broadcast our pirate signal.
Hold up. Pirate signal? Okay. Razen document. I tried to just read it backwards. Okay. Made in the USA. Near 2069. Okay.
How do you define real?
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, taste, and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
You know, brother, I got things to talk about. I'm just going to assume if you're still watching, you're used to it and you're here for it. So, hey, go for it. Look, it's one of the things, like this is one of the things I think that's so interesting though, is like with the advent of the internet, you know, I think especially as someone who's grown up with it, but, you know, I grew up with it. So I was born in 1995. Thankfully, that means that I grew up with the internet, but I didn't grow up on it. You know, and so I still had like a really, I wouldn't say normal childhood, because again, what's normal? But I had a childhood where I played outside a lot. There were times where I didn't have technology at all. Many, many, many years. Like I didn't get my first phone. I didn't get my first, well, let's talk phones, eh? I didn't get my first phone until I was like 11, I think. It was a Nokia 3310. It was my dad's old Nokia 3310. And I was only to use it to call if I got lost or like, you know, in an emergency or something like that. Got my first smartphone when I was a teenager. And when I say smartphone, I mean like it had a web browser on it, but like it wasn't fucking good, you know? Like you'll remember the web sliders? Those fucking things? Anyway, had one of those and I was like, cool, sweet. But you know, like we had Facebook and all that jazz, but didn't really use it a hell of a lot. Like I used to occasionally play computer games when I had the ability to, but grew up also on dial-up. So, you know, the moment someone called the fucking house, goodbye, GG's. And I played a lot of sports, so I was outside all the time and you know, you used to just call up your friends on the phone and be like, hey, can I come and hang out at your house? And, you know, maybe you call them up after school and that's how you'd socialize and all that jazz. Obviously, there are other people who are like, yeah, well, we didn't even have that. Sure thing, right? But the thing is like, one thing I've always thought about is like, what even is real through the internet a lot these days? Like, social media is not even real. And when I say real, I mean, it's not even entirely the truth. You only see a very filtered reality, a very narrow perspective of what people choose to show you. You don't see people's honest lives on social media. You only see a fraction of it. But the psychological effect that social media has on the human brain and people and society in general is far and deep reaching. You know, like a lot of people believe that there's a certain lifestyle they're missing out on, or that they don't have, or that they need to have, or that they need to aspire to. Of course, they're only seeing a single facet of someone else's life and not seeing the struggles, because of course who would post about that with algorithms and all of that type of stuff. There's a bunch of different things to think about with social media. Friends, like, you know, sometimes you think that you're speaking to people online and like sometimes friendships don't necessarily feel real. That said, I've got plenty of online friends and a lot of people that I actually hold very dear to me in my life are, you know, friends that I haven't ever met physically. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting kind of concept to think about. Like, what is real and what's not? How can we say this is and this isn't? Because even in the physical, right? Sometimes you can have relationships with people that are very close to you, whether it be family or friends, and you think you've got something real, and then you're betrayed, then you're stabbed in the back. Sometimes online friends are more real than the friends that you have in front of you. So, I don't know, it's a very interesting thing to just kind of think about, to talk about. how we define all of these things is very different as well. But yeah, yeah, this is just it's fuck it. This is dope.
Electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to say as well, there was a monk I was like watching a video of not long ago, and I've also read a little bit about this as well too. That says the brain is blind, deaf, and dumb. You know, it is completely isolated, sitting up here in the cranium. You know, and it relies on the physical senses for it to be able. And I'm just paraphrasing this so that I can explain what I mean. Because if I tried to explain it in my own words, we'd be here for like 10 minutes. But it is blind, deaf, and dumb, meaning that it uses the physical senses to paint a picture, to paint a hallucination of what the outside world is actually like in order for it to feel safer in understanding it. And I think that's a really important way to kind of like think about this as well too. It's just electrical signals. Any situation that you see unfold in front of you is merely a projection of how you have hardwired yourself to see reality, or to react in situations like that at any given moment. You know what I mean? I genuinely believe that anyway. Like if you've been conditioned to feel a certain way, like let's say for example you've been gaslit into feeling guilty or something if you ever make decisions for yourself or don't have boundaries, or like say if you're a people pleaser or something, you've been conditioned that way. The actual reality, I guess you could say the objective reality, doesn't necessarily say that things are exactly like that, though. That you have done something wrong if you've established a boundary and someone else is upset about it or whatever. It's not that you establishing a boundary always equals that result, but you see the world that way until you choose not to see the world that way anymore, whether that be through intervention like therapy or help, or you waking up to the fact that, oh, I'm doing this to myself. Why am I doing this to myself? I can't do this anymore. And that's all just because the brain, the way that it perceives the reality, the way that it experiences things is just through these senses that aren't necessarily always incredibly trustworthy. I get that the Matrix is going down some far deeper shit with that, but very interesting stuff to talk about.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
Yep. Apocalyptic, man. And why? Were we invaded? Did they use us as batteries or something?
But what we know for certain is that at some point in the early 21st century, all of mankind was united in celebration. We marveled at our own magnificence as we gave birth to a
Okay. I mean, now the actual like the year that they mentioned in the Matrix. So Neo thought it was 1999. Now it's just clicked for me. Y2K, of course. A lot of people were scared of that shit, man. Justifiably so, Now, people thought the world was going to end in 2012 because of the Mayan calendar as well too. There's a bunch of different doomsday things, but okay, yep.
The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat.
Hence why we were plugged in.
Combined with a form of fusion, the machines had found all the energy they could ever need.
Right, so it's literally just machines.
There are fields, endless fields,
Mm-hmm.
where human beings are no longer born.
Just being harvested.
We are grown.
That's disgusting. Terrifying.
The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world
This is almost unbelievable in itself.
to keep us under control in order to change a human being.
What if this truth is a simulation?
No,
Yep.
I don't
Tough pill to swallow.
possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to just be food.
I feel I owe you an apology. We have a rule. You never free a mind once it's reached a certain age. It's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
The mind has trouble letting go.
And you'd already passed that?
I'm sorry. I did what I did because I had to.
You know, that's interesting too, right? Like, we never free a mind once it's reached a certain age. I get that. I think anyone can wake up, but also at the same time, I understand it, right? Like, it's hard for, like, the deeper entrenched, because you can use, again, the Matrix as a very general term, even in, like, talking about the world that we currently live in, to refer to that which is controlled by government, elites, etc., right? Once you become like very heavily entrenched in anything, and this is true for anyone, whether it be a relationship, a job, a routine, anything, your mind clings to that. It doesn't want to let go. You know, you think, oh, I've had this job for 20 years. It would be like there's kind of that sunk cost fallacy. Like, it would be ridiculous for me to let go of this now. Or I've been with so and so for so long. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I guess I'll just see it through. You know? And it's really difficult to get out of those things. The earlier the better, because there's no real sunk cost. Like, there's not really too much. I mean, it's all relative, that said, though. But you know, there's more room and, like, I guess you could say, neuroplasticity for people to be able to accept their realities and to learn and to take on new things. That said, though, this is not like an overarching or like a tarring brush to say, like, the older you are, the more incapable you are of letting go or of learning. It's more actually, I think, just that the deeper those claws get sunk into you, in this movie, the way it's saying is that the harder it is to pull them out and for you to be accepting of the fact that they were even in there in the first place. So I think that's really interesting. I like that. But in the real world, anyway, dude, honestly, anyone can wake up to whatever it is that they want to at any point. It's just actually really a matter of, like, whether they want to, whether it be, oh, I'm in a toxic relationship and this is really fucking hurting me, or wow, I fucking hate this job and I hate this way of life. Like, I don't want this anymore. Even if you saying that you don't want it anymore causes you a great deal of pain, whether it's like financial or this or that or the other, because it's exactly that fear holding you back, I guess, that you can say is part of the matrix, like to keep you in line. That said, it's perfectly understandable and perfectly valid, but again, just a really interesting thinking point.
What you must learn is that these rules are no different than the rules of a computer system.
They don't
Some of
exist.
them can be bent,
Gotcha.
others can be broken. Understand? Then hit me, if you can.
Hence why Trinity could freeze midair. If you can. This is dope, bro. This is sick. Also, I gotta say, noticed this even earlier, but the BGM is stellar. Like, the score, the sound design, so good. And not to mention the fight choreography. Like, best thing I can say is that this has aged incredibly well. And I feel like even in 50 years, this would still be insane quality. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Even in 50 years, the CG, all of that type of stuff, the way that we've depicted, you know, like this apocalyptic dystopian world, I feel like even this will still be relevant in like 50 years. Will be good. I'll still watch it and I'll be like, yep, that's dope.
What are you waiting for? Go faster than this.
Yep. Come on.
Don't think you are.
Stop limiting yourself. Yep. Don't even think, right? Just move.
You have to let it all go, Neil.
So jump.
Doubt, disbelief. Free your mind.
That's the thing, right? You see this as reality, but it's not. just because you think this is real doesn't mean it is. So go. Even if it looks so real, even if you feel the wind and everything looks all scary, go.
Everybody falls the first time. Right, Trent?
She did too, huh? You know, that's a crazy way of like visualizing or talking about fear as well. Because the thing is that sometimes fear feels so real. I think is how you can read that. Of course, like you know, I wouldn't really advise like going out and like punching a person in the face and being like, none of this is real. Like it's it's not real anyway. Like you're just a simulation inside my head. Like, I mean, sure. I could see how one would try and rationalize that with certain logic, but also at the same time, don't fucking do that. The thing is though, is that fear. I think this is what it's about. Fear and your perception is merely just that. It's just a perception. You know, fear obviously needs to be listened to. Fear is a very interesting thing too because it's always trying to keep you alive. It's trying to. It's just your body and your brain's way of trying to protect itself. Fear. You know, if you see a tiger, for example, when you're walking in the wilderness, your body is going to respond with fear. No one's going to be like, "Oh fuck, come here, kitty!" Like no one's going to be like that. It's built into us, right? But especially, I think more so in situations where, let's say, for example, I used earlier, I'm going to be moving soon, moving interstate. There's a lot of fear that comes about the unknown. Tons of different fears and tons of different things that I could think up, tons of different situations that I could overthink or create within my mind that don't actually exist. They don't exist because they haven't happened to me yet. Oh, what if I become poor and desolate? Or what if things don't work out? Or like, what if in my new place, like I get robbed one day or this or that or blah, blah, blah. Like there's tons of different things that you can think, but it's precisely just that. It's an illusion, you know? And fear itself, this reality that, Neo thinks that he is trapped in and his inability to free his mind is because he still believes that even though he's inside these programs, that because they feel real and they seem so real, that they are. And sometimes when you feel that your fear is real, when you feel that your fear is telling you something about who you really are, and you identify with it, it's hard to fight back against it. You know, oh, I'm fearful of this just because that's like who I am and that's how I am. Sure, one way of looking at it, but there's it's simply just sending us a signal, and sometimes you need to, like Morpheus said, override that signal. Sometimes you need to break that rule.
Thought it wasn't real. Your mind makes it real.
Mm-hmm.
If you're killed in the Matrix, you die here. Body cannot live without the mind.
For sure. Fuck, I could talk about everything. This is the other thing. You know what? I think if you're watching The Matrix, I don't know. If you're watching a Matrix and a reaction to The Matrix, surely you're expecting the reactor to talk, right? I don't know. Like, everyone's different, but this is just who I am, so whatever. Okay. That's the thing. Your mind makes it real. Your body simply follows your mind and vice versa. Recently, I had such bad anxiety earlier on this year. Health anxiety. And I found out eventually, after much anguish, that in fact, nothing was wrong with me, but the symptoms that I was feeling, I had actually created that scenario for myself. So I had this anxiety that something was wrong with my stomach or whatever. And then eventually what happened was something did become wrong with my stomach. I had a really upset stomach. I had a bunch of different things going on. I had this myriad of issues that couldn't really be pinned down to anything. I did physical tests. Physical tests came back fine. I did all of these different things to try and pinpoint the root cause. And sometimes, it does turn out to be a physical thing because, your mind can create the conditions in which that manifests. I can explain to you that in a second, like what I mean by that. But basically, I was experiencing like severe discomfort and like, reflux and stuff like that. And it was out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm cool now. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, I'm okay. I'm all right. But it was like a protracted period, like for a couple of weeks. And what's actually crazy is the fact that when you're worried about something, especially like with your stomach, there's a brain gut connection, right? That not a lot of people, especially myself, really like knew about or think about that much. And when you're stressed about anything, when you're in a state of fight or flight, your brain can literally pump the hormone cortisol into your stomach, which, affects your stomach acidity levels, which affects your nerves, which affects your muscles, which all have a part to play into how you keep food down, how your stomach operates, and all of that type of stuff. But then because you're feeling that acidity in your throat, which is where I was feeling it and all that type of stuff, that then triggers more of this stress hormone to be sent to your stomach and to be sent to the rest of your body, making you more hypervigilant. And it's a vicious cycle. And you get stuck there, you know? And what I mean, I guess, at the end of the day is that, of course, there are multiple different things. Maybe someone has experienced this before. It's called globus sensation. It's like in your throat. Sometimes it feels like you've got something to clear from your throat, like phlegm is there, or you've got a golf ball in your throat or something like that. But it's actually just like muscles. It could be throat irritation. There's like a couple of different ways. I'm no doctor. But sometimes it's just your muscles, your nerves. Perhaps you're stressed. Perhaps you're too hypervigilant. There's a couple of different reasons for why this can occur. And there's nothing actually physically in your throat. There's nothing there, even though it feels so real, like there's something there, but there's not. There's not. It's just that your muscles are tense, but it feels like that. It feels real, and because your body makes it feel real. These things manifest in different ways, even just in terms of health. So this is the other thing, like, you can become, like, your mind is so powerful, in other words, is the message, that your mind and your body, whatever you think is real, your body simply just follows suit. If you believe the world is fucked, if you believe the world is a terrible place or a beautiful place or whatever, your entire reality and your physical experience of that reality changes to fit that belief. Quite literally, you know. I don't know. I guess that's why they say hindsight is 20/20, perspective is everything. All of these turns of phrase, and again, it's very easy to like talk about this in the space of a reaction, because when things are happening to you, it's not that fucking easy to be like, oh, like all I gotta do is think my way out of it. It's not necessarily even me saying that. It's just that, your mind and your body are very powerful, and you got to take care of both of them, in order for you to, I guess, secure yourself. Because as we know, bro, physical health is one thing, but also if you don't have your mental health, really you've got nothing. For example, if you've lost your mind, your body's as good as dead.
Just keep wondering if Morpheus is so sure. Why didn't he take him to see the oracle?
Morpheus will take him when he's ready.
Even some in this camp are a little suspicious still. Here's the other thing, though, to be worried about is that we are human beings at the end of the day. Human beings are flawed.
When you're inside, you look around, what do you see? Businessmen,
Shit, we back.
lawyers, carpenters.
Walking against the grain.
Minds of the people we are trying to
Was this filmed in Australia? Is this Sydney? Bro, I just noticed Commonwealth Bank. What the fuck?
teachers, lawyers.
Yeah, what? Hey, shout out Combank. Oh, this was in Australia. What the fuck?
Yet their strength and their speed are still based in a world that is built on rules. Because of that, they will never be as strong or as fast
If you can break rules.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
Mm-hmm.
No, dear.
We've all seen that, the whole,
I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready,
So we don't use the EMP unless we absolutely have to. Got to use it sparingly. Whew. Glad we got out of that, man. Damn.
Why, oh, why didn't I take the pill?
Why would you want to go back, man?
Good shit, huh?
Yep, that's the cough of good shit.
Good for two things. Degreasing engines and
Yep.
killing brain cells.
Yep.
So, can I say something?
My guy's drinking WD-40 out here.
A little piece of advice. You see an agent, you do what we do. Run. Run your ass off.
I don't know, man. I'm not really, Switch is an interesting character, man. He's just kind of here to throw a spanner in the works, per se. Showing a little bit of distrust.
I know this stick doesn't exist. I know that when I put it in my mouth,
But it's damn good.
the Matrix is telling my brain that it is juicy and delicious.
But he likes it.
After 9 years, you know what I realized?
Damn, there you go. Yep. This is the thing, man. He's kind of a slave to the pleasure. Like, he wishes he could go back. Even though he's seen the truth, it's too much for him. He doesn't want it. He wants the comfort. He wants the finer things in life. Even if it means his enslavement. This is the thing. Again, this is not a bad thing either. I don't think that Switch is like fundamentally a bad character or that he's a bad person. It's pretty easy to understand why people would want comfort. Obviously, within the context of this movie, it's framed as like a negative thing, like not necessarily the positive thing, because it goes directly against the hero's journey and what it is that Neo needs to do, because he's trying to save the world, right? But, I mean, really, like in the real world, dude, you know, I completely understand the idea of stability and why people want 9 to 5s, why the American dream is so, well, was so, pervasive, why people want stable jobs, why people want to have families and leave a legacy and all of this type of stuff. It makes perfect sense, and it's because it's nice. You know? It's nice. Now, if those things were like forced upon you or predicated upon control, like you thought, oh, I have to be this way because there's no other way, or I must have a family even though I don't want to because it's expected of me, well, then, of course, I hope that you don't, if that's not what you want. You know what I mean? But if you do want that, like, it's completely fucking understandable. Why? Because it's nice. Comfort's nice. It's nice to have good things, and it's nice to enjoy those things as well too. But yeah, it definitely this is a important philosophical question, I guess, and that is like, if it is all coming at the expense of you though, and the expense of you finding truth, like what is more important to you, truth or comfort or feeling? Is it the feeling of safety or freedom? Because also at the same time, you can argue that a lot of these things that we cling to as human beings, whether it be the idea of retirement, whether it be the idea of the future, whether it be the idea of security, such as, oh, I have a secure and stable job, or, I have this and I have that. They've all got their limits, you know what I mean? Because essentially, like, we are mortals, so we all pass. And one day, all of those things that were once ours disappear and they become someone else's, you know? Even if I own a house, it doesn't matter if I own this house. Sure, I could pass it on to my children and they could pass it on to theirs and blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, that house will one day cease to exist and it'll all have, just been a blip in time. So it's not as though that necessarily gets left. History forgets a lot of people and a lot of legacies. Some names are recorded, many aren't. I don't know, like, you can just kind of say that, a lot of these things that we kind of cling dearly to, tomorrow is never promised. So the idea of, like, whether it be insurance or retirement, like superannuation and all of that type of stuff. These are all things that we're like banking on, gambling on, essentially, in a future that's never promised, for a life that we don't know when it ends. We don't know how it ends. We don't know what happens after that. But I totally understand why people want comfort, because I want comfort too. Everyone wants comfort. It's normal. But also, would you? Is, I guess, the interesting question. If it came at the cost of your freedom.
I don't want to remember nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
I'll wipe your mind.
Get my body back in a power plant. Reinsert me into the matrix. I'll get you what you want.
You know what, man? This is the thing too. If Switch is choosing that, that's also part of his choice. This is the other thing too, I think, that's really interesting that we can delve on. We won't right now. Is choice. There's no real like right or wrong choice. There's just whatever's right for you. And your choice is your choice. No one, your choice is your choice. Whatever you do, it's your choice. Like at the end of the day, Switch is choosing to be plugged back into the Matrix, and that's what he wants. But yeah, go for it. Oh,
I designed her. She, well, she doesn't talk very much, but like here, I can arrange a much more personal digital tattoo.
Oh.
Pay no attention to these hypocrites, Neo. To deny our own impulses is to deny the very thing that makes us human.
okay, Mouse is low-key a freak.
Those are
He's low-key a freak, man.
going in.
He's a bit freaky with it.
Taking me over to see her.
Goodness.
The Matrix cannot tell you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
But an oracle can.
That's different.
How though? Right?
There is no spoon.
Never was.
There is no spoon.
Then you'll see that it is not the spoon that bends. It is only yourself.
As we look into the spoon, right? And it's bent itself, the surface.
You're cuter than I thought.
Crazy to think about, yep. Thanks.
I guess it was she like it.
Trinity? See? Yeah, that she was like fated to be with the one, or to meet the one. All right.
But you already know what I'm going to tell.
Mm-hmm.
You got the gift. But it looks like you're waiting for something.
You're waiting for the truth, right? Oh, the city phone books again. They were in his office. Nice. That's the thing. You're waiting for an answer, but you should fish the answer out of yourself. Is that what she's getting at?
He believes it so blindly that he's going to sacrifice his life to save you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to make a choice.
Again,
In the one hand,
choices.
you'll remember you don't believe in this fake crystal. You're in control of your own life. Remember,
But you know what? Don't take a brownie.
take a cookie.
Don't.
I promise by the time you're done with it,
Mm-mm.
you'll feel light as rain.
Nah. I'm sure Morpheus knows this too, man. Don't do this. Mm-hmm. Woman in the red. Yep. Okay. She has done it though, that's for sure. Yep. Very interesting how these twists are going, man. Morpheus, he might just be a crackpot. Oh, black cat's never a good omen. Love black cats though. I love black cats though, but yeah, never a good omen. Bad luck.
What is it?
Deja vu is usually a glitch in the Matrix.
Uh-huh.
It happens when they change something.
When they're aware that something's going on that shouldn't be going on.
They've got the hard line. It's a trap. Get out.
Yeah, brother, we gotta go. Come on, mouse. Oh, damn. A wall. We done.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, we done. No bullets are gonna hit, man. Oh my god. Mouse, no, man.
Tank, find a structural drawing of this building. Find it fast.
Bro, Switch is something else, I'll just say that.
I need the main wet wall.
He doesn't mind if it means other people have to die.
Neil,
Thank you.
I hope the Oracle gave you some good news.
Maybe we just needed to read between the lines. She said, not in this life, but maybe in the next.
Left, that's it. Good.
But indeed, he's got to find out what it is that he's waiting for. What's he searching for? It's kind of boggling my brain a little bit now, man, but we love that. I'm interested to see how it all works out. Especially what the Oracle said, man. She was a real spanner in the works. I hope Morpheus doesn't die, but I feel like it's yeah, I feel like it's gonna happen. Oop. Oop. Okay. Agent time. Yeah, so any human being can become an agent, just as they said. At any time. Morpheus got to place his faith in someone, though, man. But he's operating in their matrix now. Yeah, GG's. We got to come back for Morpheus, man. Come on. Later, of course.
We need an exit.
You're not far from Cypher.
Cypher.
I know. It's in the Franklin area.
Got it.
This is not sus at all? That we're separated when we were all together? Come on. Welcome back. But he gonna start killing us, man. I have no doubt. Or he gonna do some shit. He gonna stop them from getting out. What if he finds a weapon? Yep, GG's. Come on. Tank, brother. Ah, oh, right through the heart. Fuck. Oh, man. We can't be... Oh, bro, fuck Cypher, man. Oh, my God. Jeez, that's brutal. He can do anything with their bodies now. He had a weird thing for Trinity, man. Talk about weird. Talk about weird, brother.
If you would have told us the truth, we would have told you to shove that red pill right up your ass.
That is not true, Cypher. He set us free.
Free. You call this free?
I mean, you know what? As much as I hate Cypher for like what he's doing to us right now, like it's not hard to empathize with what he's saying though, because like yes, it's freedom, but freedom comes at a cost. Like, here's the other thing, right? You could say freedom in this world that we live in, for example, freedom from government or freedom from whatever it is, like whatever shackles we might be talking about. Because, you know, we mentioned earlier comfort and all of that type of stuff, like the 9 to 5 and all of this. Sure, you might be free from that. So you might be like unemployed by choice, or you might not conform to certain conventions by choice. But there's a trade-off. And the trade-off is comfort. You live in discomfort. If you refuse to have a 9 to 5 or something like that, for example, of course, and I say 9 to 5 just because, you know, this is like a pretty normal, like, societal convention, right? Or a stable job. A stable job is, I'm just using 9 to 5 as like, you know, another word for like a stable job. Nothing wrong with that. But if you choose like self-employment, or if you choose unconventional methods, well, then you're charting, you're charting the unknown. And the unknown is very unstable. And with that comes a lot of anxiety, a lot of fear. It's scary because you don't necessarily have something to fall back on. Whereas sometimes in a 9 to 5, of course, there's a level of fear and all of that type of stuff there as well too, because you never know when you might be able to lose your job. But it's career progression is easy. Things are scalable sometimes. Of course, things are in self-employment too, but it's a lot easier. It makes more sense in a way. Obviously, there's trade-offs in as much as you can do mind-numbing jobs that you don't fucking care about, but at least you can secure things for yourself, whether that be like money and all of these things. So I guess what Cypher's getting at here is that this world, like, sure, we're free from the Matrix, or we have unplugged and all of that type of stuff, but it's not necessarily like we're living in a fantasy land where everything is amazing and roses are growing out of our ass or something like that. Like, this world is scary, it's terrifying, and if anything, quality of life has been dramatically reduced, seemingly. It just depends on how much you believe, how much belief you have in the idea that Morpheus has sold, in that Neo can make a better life for us. And also as to whether or not you value freedom and the intellectual freedom, like the idea of freedom, more than the comforts that you are able to buy into very easily. It's kind of like goes in hand with the Truman Show. I have seen that movie. Brilliant movie. You know what I mean? Like, if you realize it's all an illusion, are you gonna are you okay with like continuing to live inside that illusion even though it's an illusion? Even though you're dreaming and it's a good dream, would you want to stay in the good dream even when you're sleeping at night? Why not? It's just a dream. What harm can it do? But each individual has different motivations and different things that we care about, and it just so happens that Cypher does not share the same passion that Morpheus and the others do, and it's understandable to see why.
Yes or no? No.
There you go.
I don't believe it.
Oh, shit. Here's your miracle, baby. Come on. GG's. GG's. Get him, Tank. Damn, come on, come back. Right now, no hesitation. Pick that fucking phone up. Come on. Come on. Trinity, what are we waiting for? Pick up the phone. Tell me what you see. They're going to turn him into one of them.
There could be a problem. What do they do?
Oh, he's resisting.
What do they want? The leader of every ship is given codes to Zion's mainframe computer.
Yep.
If an agent got the codes and got into Zion's mainframe, they could destroy it.
So basically, at this point, we're hoping that he either breaks free first, or we're going to have to break him out, and break him out by killing him, essentially, or otherwise we're cooked. We're fucked.
You're gonna kill him. Kill Morpheus.
They don't have any other choice.
It's what Morpheus would want instead of having to suffer like this. Surely.
Morpheus, you're more than a leader to us.
You don't have to accept the reality that the Oracle gave you, bro.
I don't believe this is happening. Neil, this has to be done, doesn't it? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
This can't be just coincidence. It can't be
You know, deep down.
the Oracle. She told me this would happen.
I'm going in.
I'm going in.
Yeah, let's go. Hacker voice. I'm in. Let's go. Come on.
I'm not the one, Trinity. They won't let me with that too.
No, you have to be.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
She can't see it though. You are.
No, that's not true.
You just don't.
It can't be true.
You just don't believe it.
Why? That's why I have to go. Why? Because I believe in something.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I believe I can bring him back.
Mm-hmm. And in doing that, you are the one. The only one who can bring Morpheus back. The only one who can fight against the agents. The only one who can do this. Come on.
Going with you.
All you had to do was realize that you control your own
Let me
fate.
tell you what I believe.
I'd like to share a revelation I've had during my time here. It came to me when I tried to
Yeah, what's your revelation, ChatGPT? Huh? What could it possibly be? Fuck me, man. I'm sick of Agent Smith.
you move to an area and multiply until natural resources consumed.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you can survive is to spread into another area.
And to destroy. I guess you can say kind of like a virus, right?
There is another organism on this planet that follows the same pattern. A virus.
Yep.
Human beings are a disease. Cancer on this planet.
Can see that. I mean, yep. Cure, I wouldn't say that, but also at the same time, you know, you can definitely frame it that way.
I must get out of here. I must get free.
Damn, so even the AI wants to escape the matrix that they created. So even the machines want to escape everything. Nuts. Even they have come to that point. This is an interesting monologue by Agent Smith, though. I love this.
Prison any longer. It's the smell.
If there is such a thing, huh?
Saturated by it.
They hate to take on these forms,
Taste your stink.
even though they're machines, right? They have to operate as humans, to appear as humans.
Repulsive.
They despise humanity.
I need the codes. I have to get inside Zion. And you have to tell me how. You're going to tell me. You're going to die.
But then you won't ever find out. Then you won't ever find out, bro. You're finna find out.
Please remove any metallic items, your keys, loose change.
Damn. Yep. Damn. Freeze time, man. Damn, 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 damn. Goodbye. Military complex.
Stand back up.
Ain't nothing. Damn. Damn, I love how the panels come off the walls, man. The tiles. Ah, shit. Gotta say, dude, the action scenes are so well done. Goodbye. Damn, imagine copping a shotgun to the back, bro. Just snap your spine in half real quick. Blow it to pieces. Ooh.
What were you doing?
Ooh, nothing. Yeah. You know, I'm surprised that the other programs aren't, like the other agents aren't going to try and compromise Agent Smith as well. Because he's operating independently of them.
I think they're trying to save you.
Morpheus is like, heh, that's my guys. Whether we save him or not, though, is that remains to be seen. Hello. Oh, I thought, oh, fucking, oh, God, bro, a knife? Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, the classic. Yeah, I've definitely seen these scenes, bro. Everyone has. Whoa. Ooh, 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 ooh. We can't be taking grazes like that, man. Nope.
Dodge this.
Yeah, dumbass. Bitch. Oh, hello. And goodbye. Oh my god, the minigun. Yes. I will be shocked if we miss Morpheus, bro. Like, I'm shocked that Morpheus is not getting hit. We can free you, Agent Smith. Goodbye, brother. This slow-mo's so dope, dude. So he was just police. Hell no. Oh, fuck me, man. I knew it. Holy shit. Holy shit. Trinity, we fly. Ah, shit. Not the fuel tanks, man. Jesus. Because this is the crazy thing about, so all the tension in this, man, is we're operating within their system. You know, so they've got their own advantages here. They simply have the ability to just replicate anyone inside this matrix into an agent at any time to intercept us. Jesus, dude. Wow, 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 wow. Cinema. This movie's fucking incredible, bro. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, he's the one. That's the thing. He just had to believe it, man. He's not the one. If he doesn't believe, he's not the one. Neither are you.
She told me. She told you exactly what you needed to hear.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
To get you
Neo, sooner or later,
to this point.
realize just design it. There's a difference between knowing the path, walking.
Mm-hmm. And this is the other thing too, right? In the search for truth, you can't simply be told it. And Morpheus has said this many times throughout. I can tell you, or like I can try and tell you, but nothing will be able to explain it to you, so you should just see it for yourself. You know? Even an oracle. An oracle sounds like a great way for you to discover the truth of this world and the truth of your life and all of this type of stuff. But the only real way that you are going to get the answers that you're looking for is by simply just living and walking the path. Do whatever it is that you think is right for you in that period of time, that time in your life or whatever, and you're walking the path, whether it looks like it or not. You know, there is no, I'm destined to become this. I'm this or that. I'm only designated to be a cog in the system. You know, I'm just a cogwheel. Or I'm not important, or I'm this, or I'm that, or I'm whatever. Like, no one can tell you. All you need to do is simply walk whatever path you think it is that you need to walk, and then bam, that's your path. You know, a lot of people talk these days about like alignment, and am I in alignment with like my true self? Well, you living and you even thinking those questions of am I in alignment is you in alignment. You know, like it's not out of place as things are. Hopefully you're picking up what I'm putting down. But, you know, if you simply just walk the path, if you walk, the ground comes up to meet your feet, not the other way. The path that already exists is not your path. If you can see a path, chances are it's not yours. The only way you'll find your own is by simply just trusting that whatever you're doing at any particular point in your life is, well, this is how it's meant to go, I guess. And if you have a thought of, no, I don't believe this is how it's meant to go, then that's also part of your path of, well, that's where you're meant to change. That's the pivotal point in your life where you're like, cool, all right, I'm going that way then. Nice.
The trace was completed. We have their position. Sentinels are standing by.
Mm-hmm.
Order the strike.
And Agent Smith, you better watch your own back, brother.
They're not out yet.
Because you're not the one calling the shots here. Yep, I knew it. I knew it. Agent Smith, hello. She knows she's gonna die. Oh, damn. We can't get out.
What the hell just happened?
Yeah, talk about punching through concrete, huh? Neo can too, I bet. Come on, man. We're okay. Come on. Come on. We okay. Come on. We all right. We all right. This ain't shit. This ain't nothing. The choreography's dope, dude. Oh, geez. Yeah, we fast. Also, I love how they can see everything that's happening just by looking at the code. That's so sick.
Hear that, Mr. Anderson?
Because you know what?
That is the sound of inevitability.
Agent Smith just knows that he'll just come back elsewhere. So he's cool camping on these tracks.
Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
Is Neo. Yep. Not the name y'all gave me. See ya. Whoop! Easy. GG's. Easy. Get him. That was such a sick line, man. My name is Neo. None of this Mr. Anderson bullshit. Hello, miss. Hello. Of course. Yeah. Jeez, this tension is nuts, man. Really, like everywhere we turn, they're there to meet us. 303. Goodness. Oh, no, we didn't just take one. Fuck. Oh, brother, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. Oh, we're not doing this. Is this a Desert Eagle as well too, man? Or a 44 or some shit? Oh, fuck. Oh, my God. Are we wearing a bulletproof vest? We better be. Kevlar? If he can freeze shit, though, here's the thing. If he can freeze shit, like if he can freeze time around him and stuff, maybe he can freeze his pulse. Maybe this is also part of him thinking outside the box.
Goodbye, Mr. Anderson.
Told you, I ain't no Mr. Anderson. Fuck, dude. Up until the very end, things are looking grim. Because I fell in love. Yep. That's how she knows he's coming back. Oh, true love's kiss, man. Snow White, come on. Sleeping Beauty, come on. Goodbye. We stopping that shit? Yeah, GG's. Just say no. Bullets flying at you? Just say no. I didn't give my consent. Bing, bing, bing. He fully believes, man. He's broken the Matrix, bro. Goodbye. Sees it all. All this shit's just code, so it can't hurt me. Effortless. Oh, bro. Keanu Reeves is like the perfect actor for this. We really need to watch the John Wick series over here. I still haven't seen John Wick. But if you guys would like to see that, comment down in the comments below. Obviously, give the video a like as well, too. Let me know that you're enjoying this and that you like the reactions, because John Wick would be sick. He exited through Agent Smith. That's crazy. Wow. Wow. You guys want to be next? Mm-hmm. It is your mind that bends. Nice. Just in time, eh? Wow, that EMP is fucking nuts. Jesus. What a scene, bro. What a climax.
I'm going to show them a world without you.
Gonna wake him up.
A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible.
Mm-hmm. Goodness, man.
Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
Wake him up. Can I just say? Oh, Dimmicks. Okay. Can I say, dude, low key, I feel so much pride right now as an Australian. This was filmed in Australia. This is so good. What the fuck? Sydney worked perfectly for this. I just got to say, what a movie. If you would like to see the other Matrix movies over here as well too, please make sure to like the video. It helps me a hell of a lot in terms of knowing what you guys enjoy. Comment down in the comments below. If you want to see John Wick as well too for Keanu Reeves, let me know. But this was incredible. I feel like I talked a lot throughout the movie as well too. So as far as like the end review is concerned, all I have to say is I loved it. I loved how much it made me think. I love how the concept of the movie, the whole premise was not shallow. I feel like we delved into so much. There's so much still that my mind can think of and that we're left to ponder on. I can totally see how there would be other Matrix movies after this, but I can also see how standalone, if this was just its own thing, beautiful, perfect, like perfect ending right there. I don't know, this was just brilliant. Let me know what you thought. Do you like The Matrix? Did you enjoy it? The cinematography, the score, the sound design, beautiful. The acting also as well too, beautiful. I don't know all the actors. Cypher and his betrayal makes great sense. These characters were really complex as well too, which I really enjoy. And they were very well communicated. There wasn't a hell of a lot of dialogue to begin with. We jumped straight into the meat and potatoes immediately. And we never turned the action down. Like, I've been here for 3 hours now. 3 hours. I don't know. Like, these days, I just don't feel like many movies. I don't want to be like that kind of person. It's like, well, movies these days aren't shit, man. But really, like, in comparison, in terms of quality, message, and also just like how thought-provoking it is, I don't know. I haven't really seen or been interested in any recent movies that have kind of like, got me to this level. So I just got to say, this was a very, very well spent 3 hours. And I'm very glad to have spent it with you. So if you lasted until the end, thank you so much. I love and appreciate you guys as always. Until next time though, take care, stay safe. Obviously, like, subscribe, stick around for more movies. And if you want to see more movies over here, let me know. But until next time, take care, stay safe. Love and appreciate you guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.